In the heart of New York City, on a warm summer evening in 1941, something extraordinary happened. A man, dressed in outdated 19th century clothing, appeared seemingly out of nowhere in Times Square. His coat was buttoned high, his hat tilted forward, and his mustache curled in an old-fashioned style. Witnesses later said he looked confused, lost even, as if he had just stepped into a world he didn't recognize. Just moments later, he was struck and killed by a car. This wasn't just a tragic accident. What investigators would soon discover about this man would spark one of the most enduring mysteries of the 20th century. At the scene, police searched the man's pockets and found items that didn't make sense. A copper token for a beer from a saloon that no longer existed, a bill for the care of a horse and carriage, and a letter dated 1876. Even more puzzling, none of the items showed any signs of aging. There were no IDs, no social security number, no fingerprints on file. Authorities eventually traced a name found in the letter: Rudolph Fentz. The name led to a retired man who had lived in New York, but according to city records, Rudolph Fentz had gone missing in 1876. Newspaper archives confirmed the story. A man by that name had disappeared without a trace after leaving home for an evening walk. He was never seen again. Was this the same man who appeared in 1941? Every clue seemed to suggest so. How could someone vanish in 1876 and reappear 65 years later, unchanged? The event baffled historians, scientists, and skeptics alike. Some dismissed the entire case as a hoax, a cleverly crafted urban legend. Others believed this was evidence of accidental time travel, a glitch in reality that transported a man across time. Still, others suggested more exotic explanations: parallel universes, wormholes, quantum accidents. Skeptics argue that the first mention of Rudolph Fentz appears in a science fiction magazine in the 1950s, decades after the alleged event. Could the entire thing have been inspired by fiction? Yet, no one can fully disprove the police reports. They exist. The story was told long before the internet made hoaxes easy to spread. So what's the truth? Was Rudolph Fentz a time traveler from the 19th century, a victim of an unexplained event, or simply a tale told too well to die? We may never know. But as long as the streets of New York bustle with life, and as long as people look up at the city lights and wonder about the unknown, the legend of the man who stepped out of time will endure. This was a true mystery for the curious, the skeptical, and the dreamers. If you enjoyed this story and want to hear more mysteries, don't forget to subscribe to Blizoshorts, like the video, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Sleep well.